Hey guys, what's up? Jim Hoffman here from EMSSEO.com. Thanks for watching the replay. Be sure to share and like below. Um, Guys, today I know a few videos ago I did a little bit about how to best study and learn and understand content if you are uh, a visual type learner, right? So today I want to take it to the next kind of level and talk about if you're more of someone who learns by listening. You're better at it if you're listening. So if you find yourself struggling, if with the information when you're reading it in a lot of books, right? You have a hard time remembering that information. You find yourself writing notes constantly, and you're not really making any progress when it comes to remembering the information that you're writing. Okay, but and the other side of it, if you put in the classroom, right, and during the lecture with your instructors, you can kind of remember a lot more content, right? Now, if that is you, you probably lean more towards being an auditory type of a learner. Okay, and there are ways that you can actually better your time when you're studying and when you're making your efforts in order to really retain the information more. Of course, one of the things, like I just mentioned, is paying much more attention when you're in the classroom. When you listen to your instructor, you listen to those lectures, to pay attention. Now, one thing I do suggest is that see if you can record those lectures, okay? Most cell phones these days and tablets have the ability to go ahead and record audio, all right? So you can make that recording, and then later on, you can take those notes from the recording. You can actually write notes that are specific to the things that you're understanding, and that'll help you recall it much better, make you retain it much better. Now, of course, I always, kind of a side note, ask your instructor if you're allowed to record it beforehand. Sometimes they don't want you to record them, but most of them don't really have a problem with that, okay? Another thing you do, guys, is try study groups. Now, study groups can be tricky because you don't want it to be this big BS session when you go into a study group and everybody talking about a call they had or what this instructor did or what that instructor did or what they read on Google, right? You want it to really be a very focused time, okay? And have somebody be a leader during that study group who guides the entire group, okay? And you want people in the group that are stronger in some areas, weaker in other areas, so you guys all kind of complement each other, all right? But again, because you're more of an auditory learner, the hearing it and getting the explanations and stuff like that is going to help you much, much better when it comes to retaining the information and understanding what it is you're trying to learn, okay? Now, another thing is, of course, mnemonics, right? We use a lot of mnemonics, ABCs, OPQRST, all that type of stuff. Auditory learners kind of tend to benefit more from that type of stuff as well because you're using that word association, okay? But one thing that, the biggest thing I feel for me, and this is something like I said in the last video, I'm kind of a little bit of both, right? I like the auditory stuff. I listen to a lot of audios when it comes to content, but I also do a lot of reading, right? So I'm a little bit of both. And one thing that I do, and I feel is important too, is when you talk out your answers, all right? So you pretty much have to almost hear yourself think, all right? So you find, you don't want to bother anybody, right? So find a nice quiet place and recite the notes you've taken out loud. All right, that's going to help you kind of study and hear yourself think. And when you're doing questions, right, you're doing practice questions, things like that, go ahead and read the questions and the answers out loud. All right, it's going to help you much more when it comes to remembering the information and understanding what it is that you're learning and what it is you might be struggling with, or finding out what you're struggling with things, okay? All that is going to come into play when you're doing it more on an auditory type level. So I'm going to end it there because, I don't want to go too much into this, guys, but I do want you to go ahead and take advantage of this type of content. It's important to think of how it is that you learn, how you study, and what's best for you, okay, so that you make the most of your study time, okay, so you're focused and you're not spending hours and hours and hours, studying, and you don't feel like you're getting anything out of it, okay? So try to find out where you fit in that cycle, right? Are you auditory? Are you visual? Things like that, all right? Now, Next video, or the one after that, it depends upon what I can do, we're going to talk a little bit about if you are more of a hands-on type learner. Okay, we'll do that during the next video. Guys, like I said, I've been sick a little bit, and when that happens, I end up really getting on my little team here and getting stuff together. And one thing that a lot of people have been asking me for the longest time is to provide EMT basic level practice exams. So I've been working hard on that for the past few months, and I've got some great EMT level practice exams now posted on the site. So if you're interested in practicing those, I usually have most of my stuff before was all paramedic driven. So I've been trying to provide stuff for the EMT level, guys that are just getting into EMS. So you can check that out. I put a link here in the show notes so you can go ahead and check that out and see if you want to go ahead and take advantage of those practice exams. They're all web-based, so you can get to it from any device that you're on. And, of course, I have a nice little bonus for you as well. If you do sign up for the practice exams there, where you can get the written transcript of the EMS boot camp, okay, which I think will also help you when it comes to understanding exams and how to study and prepare for them. All right, guys, that's it for me. Again, questions, comments, be sure to send them to me. You can either comment right here in the video, or you can DM me if you want privately as well, and I will be sure to get back to you ASAP. All right, guys, that's it. I hope you have a great weekend. As always, I'm Jim Hoffman for EMSSEO.com. Stay safe.